Hello, people. Last night I finished a book, Peeling the Onion by Gunter Grass. I've never read anything by him before, mostly because, he's a novelist, and I don't really read novels. I'm mildly interested in maybe reading one of his, apparently his greatest hit is called The Tin Drum. I don't know. This is a memoir, and I'm not really sure what the difference is between a memoir and an autobiography. I don't know, but this is a memoir. And it was pretty interesting. This, I believe, came from Chattanooga, from McKay's, where we were just piling books into a shopping cart. I read it in about a week. It was 425 pages, published in 2006, and I did Google the author, and he's a fairly interesting guy. He's done a lot in his life. Artist, author, poet, and he covers a lot of that in the book. But the vast majority of the book, I don't know, half the book, is about the war, World War II. He was just a teenager when it was ending. And towards the end, the Germans were using just about anybody that they could. They were using old men, they were using young kids, and he was 17, so he got drafted. And they threw him into a Waffen SS unit. And he kind of alludes to the fact throughout the book that maybe for a lot of his life, he wasn't very straightforward about this. and it came out, and there are some people that are critical of him because he was in the Waffen SS. He didn't spend a lot of time in uniform. He was a prisoner of war much longer than he was actually in the service. He makes the claim that he never pulled the trigger on his firearm, which to me is kind of a dubious claim. They were being attacked all the time by the Russians. He gets wounded and he gets thrown to the hospital, and I think that's where the Americans capture him. I got just a little bit of reading here. Second paragraph, page 96. I did enjoy this book. I can't say for sure when I plucked All Quiet on the Western Front from my uncle's bookshelf. Was it not until I was waiting to be called up, or was it at the same time that I read Younger's Storm of Steel, a war diary that my German teacher at St. Peter's had prescribed as good preparation for the front? And I marked that paragraph because I have also read both of those books. And that Storm of Steel is a really good book. And that guy, Ernst Younger, he's a very interesting guy. I believe he is finally dead. He lived to be over 100, and my wife and I watched a video of him. I believe he is at age 100, and the guy is speaking and doing his YouTube video, and he's smoking a cigarette at age 100. I wanted to say something about the title, Peeling the Onion. Peeling the onion refers to trying to remember how you felt and how you viewed things as a 17-year-old or as a 12-year-old or, even in your 30s. Because unless you write shit down, and even sometimes if you do write shit down, because I have wrote shit down, and you look back at what you wrote down, and you're like, oh my God, I was a different person. So his memory is incomplete, his memory is faulty, and memories are funny things. Sometimes you don't remember things the way that they actually happened. We have a set of elk antlers at my cabin, And the way I remember it is my son found one of them. We were out hiking, and my kids were very little when this happened. And as soon as my son picked that up, I looked around and I saw the other one, and I met his eyes, and then I looked at the other one, and he ran over there and picked up the other one. My daughter remembers it as she found it. So that's the way memory works. Fourth paragraph, page 120, and this I just stuck in there for humor. This is while he's still in the Waffen-SS, and they are eating. They're sitting at a table eating. The only person I remember clearly is an NCO sitting with us at the long wooden table we take our mess tins to, your typical front swine. Front swine comes from, I know that Ernst Jünger uses that term in his book. When you're at the front, you're a pig. Forced to heed an urgent call of nature, he plucks a glass eye out of his right socket with a practiced pinch and plunks it, bright blue, onto the middle of the palm-sized slab of meat which, along with boiled potatoes, cabbage, and brown gravy, each of us is allocated for lunch. He shouts, "I'm keeping a glass eye on it," and we sit there agape till he returns from the shithouse. I just thought that was kind of funny. And when he's wounded, he's taken to Meissen, which is spelled Meisssen. And that name rang a bell. And Meissen, of course, is in Saxony, and that is the town from the book that I read called The Arcanum, and that's where they try to discover the secrets of porcelain, because porcelain was a big mystery for a long time for much of Europe. And then I've got Einstein mit dem Wald written down there, and that was just something that I used for a YouTube comment, make people think I'm smart, but it means feeling at one with the woods, or with the forest. And I wrote that down because there is no Einstein mit dem Wald in Florida, because you can't even walk around in the woods here. I'm going back to Michigan in April, and I can't wait to get to my cabin. I don't care if there's ticks all over me. I'm going to get ticks, I know I am, but I don't care. Thanks for watching.